Alrighty, hello everyone, the Silver Kyle here, and this is my Blu-ray collection update number 3, and I haven't done a Blu-ray collection update in a long time. I'm talking months. So this isn't everything I picked up in the last little while, but I have two piles here. One of them is just recent pickups from like the last few weeks, and one of them that I picked up a few months ago, but I do want to talk about it. And then I have a bit of a bigger pile here. And these are all of the Blu-rays that my girlfriend owned. We recently moved in together, so they're being added to my, or I should say our collection. I was the one who got her to start buying Blu-rays back about a year ago. She used to always get DVDs, and I showed her how much nicer Blu-rays are and then she got addicted to doing that. So this is her small collection that she got that are being added to mine. For the most part, I enjoy her taste. There's a few here where I'm like, yeah, but the same can be said for when she looks at my Blu-rays, so that's fine. So let's go on with the Blu-rays that I have here that we picked up in the last little while. First one, I did an unboxing of it a few months ago when it first came out, and that is Game of Thrones Season 3, and it comes with this nice kind of like slip cover that comes with like a dragon in the background too. Really nice though. I really like all the Game of Thrones sets. They just look really nice on the shelf. And this is fantastic. We watched it in the first weekend that it came out. Like, I got it, and we're like, okay, you're off, I'm off, we're watching it, and we just steamrolled through all the episodes. We almost pulled an all-nighter to watch everything, but we couldn't, so we had like 4 episodes left because we started later in the evening. And fantastic. I love these kinds of shows that you can just steamroll through. And I love Tyrion. He's just so awesome. And they look so nice too on Blu-ray. It's amazing quality. Next up is the Hobbit Desolation of Smaug, the Blu-ray Steelbook. I love my Steelbooks, and this is probably my girlfriend's favorite movie from last year. One of them anyway. And this is just fantastic. Sometimes Blu-rays, the Steelbooks are really plain, and I don't necessarily like that, but when they have something like this, and the background, my goodness, that is just all sorts of epicness. I love this. This is the kind of steelbooks that I want. I like steelbooks, but I'm really trying to pick up ones that actually have a very nice cover. Like I said, a lot of them are very plain, and I don't like that, but this one just, and on Blu-ray. If you want people to start buying Blu-rays, show them this movie. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And next up, 3 here, which I haven't watched yet. Well, I've seen them numerous times before, but I picked up Batman, the original from 1989 with Tim Burton and Michael Keaton as Batman. Say what you will, Michael Keaton, he doesn't suit, like you think of that and you're like, man, he can't be Batman, but he did a very good job as Bruce Wayne and Batman. And Batman Returns also with Keaton, and Batman Forever with Val Kilmer. This one isn't seen as nicely, but I enjoyed my time with it when I was a kid, so that's why I picked it up. And as you'll notice, Batman and Robin is not here. I'll probably pick it up in the future, just because then I'd have the complete collection. Oh my god, that movie's just... like, the quality is like amazing first movie, amazing second movie, or the other way around. The third one's okay. It's not, I don't think it's as bad as most people make it out to be, but the fourth one is. It totally is. Oh god, that movie's just horrible. I'll do a review of the entire Batman series at some point here. Next up is all my girlfriend's Blu-rays. So, first up here is The Mummy and Mummy Returns. I like that she picked these movies up like that. She has good taste sometimes, or not sometimes, most of the time. For me anyway. And as you'll notice, the third one isn't here. She says that one doesn't exist. So she has some good taste, very good taste. Why do I keep saying some? She has very good taste. First Mummy I really enjoyed. I thought it was a perfect blend of humor and action. Second one was pretty good, not as good as the first, and I actually haven't seen the third, but I have heard horrible things, so... next up, The Rundown with The Rock. She really likes action movies, which is awesome with me, because I find action movies not necessarily the greatest movies of all time, but they have rewatchability like insane. It's just, I love being able to just sit back, relax, and go through an action movie for like an hour and a half, you know. It keeps me entertained and it just lets my mind wander, which my mind needs to do that quite a lot. Next up is the Princess Diaries 1 and 2. I watched the first one with her, it's okay. Not horrible, not great either, but just my opinion. Next up is Hook with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman. I love this movie. It's maybe one of my what's it called? Guilty Pleasures. But I love this movie. I don't know. I always remember the scene when they're pretending to eat and then it turns into like real food and like it starts like a big food fight. I love that scene. And the multicolored ice cream. Oh, it was just all sorts of awesome. The Waterboy with Adam Sandler. Back when Sandler was awesome. This was the first movie that I had seen him in, and I really enjoyed it. Sadly, Sandler isn't as good as he is now, as he was back then, but back then I really did enjoy most of his movies. Next up is The Help, and this one is probably one of the few out of her entire list here that I haven't seen yet, and I've heard so many good things about this, and I've really wanted to watch it, but I just haven't had the chance to check it out yet, and she's like, we have to watch this like soon, and we will. Next up is The Heat. This is one of the only other few movies that I haven't... I watched half of it, and I was like, I don't like... What's her name? McCarthy. Yeah. Bullock's okay, but she's not great in this one. But it's just... I don't like the humor that McCarthy has. If you like her, that's fine. It's just she's not my cup of tea. Next up is The Proposal, also with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. Not bad. It's an okay movie. And then we get into, not yet. Well, let's go with the Disney-ish movies. Next up is The Big Wedding. I wanted to see this. It's different. It's not Robert De Niro's best, but there's a good amount of actors here. Robin Williams, Susan Sarandon, Amanda Seyfried. Probably pronounced that wrong. Diane Keaton. Like, there's a good amount of a good cast here. The script isn't exactly amazing, but the comedy's there once in a while, and I just like seeing Robin Williams being, not Robin Williams, Robert De Niro just being like this drunk, he was just like out of his mind, kind of. It was entertaining for what it was. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. However, the next movie here, and I don't care what you say, is an amazing movie. I love this movie, and that's Pitch Perfect. A bunch of girls singing, and it's freaking awesome. Anna Kendrick's there, and what's her name? Rebel Wilson. Oof, she's freaking awesome. I love her, and I cannot wait for Pitch Perfect 2. I love the hell out of this. This is just like so much fun. I don't know why. Next up is Anastasia. I saw this a really long time ago, so I haven't rewatched it on Blu-ray, but I don't remember much from it at all, actually. I can't give you any impressions on that. Next up is Brave. I saw this for the first time when she had picked it up because it's one of her favorite movies of all time, if not her favorite. And it's okay. I didn't really know where they were going with this story at all. Like, all of a sudden something happens right in the middle and you're like, oh, okay. I just didn't know where they were going. Like, I kind of figured as they were going, next scene, okay, but I didn't know really where they were going with this movie. And the three little boys, I really enjoyed them. They were good. Also the father, too, voiced by Billy Connolly. He's, like, perfect for that kind of a role. Next up is Frozen. I haven't seen all of this either. I rarely ever do that. I only watched half the movie. I think I was really tired, but I have seen most of it, and it was okay for what I had seen. Next up, I don't know if I should admit this, but this was my first favorite movie of all time. I was 4 years old, don't judge me. And that's The Little Mermaid. I think I had a crush on Ariel. Can you blame me? I was 4 years old, okay? And she was hot for a 4-year-old. Don't judge. It's just rewatching it, being able to rewatch that on Blu-ray as well. Disney movies, like the animated ones that are cartoon, look fantastic on Blu-ray. They do such a good job with these. Really happy that she bought this, so now it is in our collection. I would have picked it up eventually though. But Disney movies are so expensive. I don't like that. I don't like that they hold their value. I kind of do, but I don't at the same time because I don't want to pay it. Next up is a 2-pack here. The Emperor's New Groove and Kronk's New Groove. I find this hilarious because of Kronk, because it's voiced by, what's his name? Putty from Seinfeld. And he's just so good. Every time that he yells, it's just so good. That's probably why Kronk's New Groove ended up being there, because Kronk was the best character from that entire show. And last but not least, the movie that basically started our relationship, because I asked her out to go see a movie, and that was WreckIt Ralph. How fitting of a movie to go see with potential girlfriend at the time. being a video game related movie. And as you can see, I like my video games. Most of the room is all video games, all video game related stuff, and then my Blu-rays over there. So anyway, that is it for my collection update. Hopefully I start doing these more often, even if it's just like a small pile like this, just so you know kind of what's in my collection. I will be doing like a very updated video for my entire collection, just because there are a few that I have missed that I couldn't remember, and it has been growing. So we'll definitely be doing that at some point. Probably not for another few months though, because I mean it hasn't even been a year since I did my first one, so you want to wait at least a year before you do one of those. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. You've been bearded in.
Beardage.